Standard Studio Intro. Hi, welcome to RJ Academy, and today I will teach Class 12 chapter, The Interview. To understand the weight of this chapter, we have to look at its origin. This text is an excerpt from a much larger comprehensive work titled The Penguin Book of Interviews, edited by Christopher Sylvester. Sylvester was a history student at Cambridge before moving into the world of professional journalism. For 10 years, he served as a reporter for the British publication Private Eye. He also spent years contributing high-profile cultural and political features to Vanity Fair. This extensive background in the trenches of British and American journalism gave Sylvester the specific vantage point needed to dissect how high-stakes media interactions really function behind the scenes. For over 130 years, the interview has existed as a standard tool of journalism, a fixture of daily life for the literate public. From the outside, we generally view the interview as a noble art form and their most direct source of truth. But there is a massive tension at the center of the craft. The celebrities actually sitting in the chair often hold the entire process in total contempt. Their perspective mirrors an ancient cultural fear, the idea that having one's photograph taken would literally steal away a piece of their soul. Many public figures feel that by broadcasting their private thoughts, they are allowing the media to steal and diminish their true personal identity. Every interview operates as a high-stakes collision between public curiosity and the boundaries of a celebrity's private sanctuary. The author V.S. Naipaul famously claimed that interviews leave people feeling physically and emotionally wounded. In Naipaul's view, answering these questions forces a person to surrender a piece of their identity that they can never recover. Lewis Carroll, the creator of Alice in Wonderland, lived with an intense, persistent horror of the interviewer. He spent his life avoiding fame, terrified of being lionized. He would actively hide from fans and reporters to prevent the aggressive attention that comes with a public persona. To an introspective creator, public exposure represents a direct threat to their mental stability and personal peace. Rudyard Kipling took the criticism even further, labeling the act of being interviewed as a cowardly, immoral crime that deserved to be punished. His wife, Caroline, recorded this intense hatred in her 1892 diary, detailing how Kipling would viciously rebuff any reporter who approached him. However, Kipling's history reveals a sharp irony. Only a few years before these outbursts, he had actually conducted an interview himself with the author Mark Twain. H.G. Wells also joined the chorus of critics, describing the experience of being interviewed as a painful ordeal. Yet Wells showed that same irony 40 years later when he traveled to interview the Soviet leader, Joseph Stalin. Even the most vocal critics of the process are often drawn to the control it provides, the moment they are the ones asking the questions. Saul Bellow offered perhaps the most visceral description of what it feels like to be the subject of a profile. He famously compared the terrifying sensation of an interview to feeling, as he put it, thumbprints on his windpipe. For these literary figures, the interview creates a physical, suffocating sense of losing one's agency to an outsider. Despite these celebrity grievances, the journalist Dennis Bryan offers a more pragmatic view. He argues that the interview remains an essential tool of the modern age. Bryan believes that this format provides the most effective window we have for understanding the true nature and motives of contemporary idols. Because the journalist chooses the questions and shapes the final narrative, they wield a level of influence over the subject's public image that is impossible to replicate in any other medium. To see this power dynamic in action, our next video, Part 2, will feature a breakdown of a live interview with the legendary author Umberto Eco. Notes of this chapter is in the description. Catch you next time.